Hey guys, River Day 2020 Los Angeles Boat Show. We're standing here in the Mercury booth. I'm standing here with Stuart Halley, who is the new GM of Merc Racing. Stuart, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Mercury Marine, not Merc Racing, 20-something years ago.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I was working down at General Dynamics and Lockheed in Fort Worth, Texas, working on the F-22 program, and I was from the Midwest, and I had a friend that I used to do stuff with that was from University of Wisconsin in Madison. We used to talk a lot, and he gave my name to a headhunter, then came up and visited Mercury and just was really impressed by what they were able to do and the potential of really changing over all their products at the time, because everything was going to a low emission requirement. So I knew there was going to be a lot of good engineering to do.
A lot of technology to increase horsepower and lower emissions, right?
Exactly.
So you started off, we were talking earlier, you started off with kind of the Force outboards, is that right?
Yeah, 9120 Force, and I think it was like 96 model year was kind of my first experience with outboards. It was great because there was kind of a lot of learning I could do coming from military aircraft design, which I worked on the engine system, so putting engines into military aircraft, and then just working on a simple two-stroke. It was very different, but it was a lot. I learned a lot.
And from there, kind of went up to the 250 Optimax, and
yep. So within a year of being at Mercury, I was put on the 250 EFI, which was the last of kind of the EFI pre-Optimax, and then right from there into the 3-liter Optimax, right around the 2000 model year engines.
And so previous to this, you were a director of engineering over there.
Yeah, I worked all engine and drive programs, any new products since we launched the 150 through the 115, and then the 400R engine was actually done, engineered at the main plant, and then the our new V6 V8 platform was something that I was involved in starting, and a couple things that aren't out yet.
So, yeah, right. I was going to try to get you on that later, but you guys are always too quick. But so anyhow, the 400R was in fact developed at Mercury Marine, and so now that you're over at Merc Racing, you're getting to enjoy some of the benefits or some of the fruits of the labor, as they say, right?
And absolutely, and I'm not going to take nearly credit for that 400R. It really revolutionized kind of this the outboard market.
It put the whole industry on its ear.
And that was really done by a bunch of engineers at Mercury Marine. So I was lucky enough to be part of that, and again, we have a great team, both at Mercury Marine and then what we get to customize to the Mercury Racing requirements.
Okay, so to get a little more personal here, you've actually been on both sides of the coin here. You've been at the main plant, and now you're over at Merc Racing.
Yeah.
What are some of the differences between working for the two, and what are some of the highlights of one and the highlights of the other?
Man, that's a good question. They're actually both really filled with exceptional people. So Mercury Marine, it's pretty neat. If we talk to outboards mainly, okay to talk outboards. Sure. To start with. So outboards, there's a lot of work that goes into because of the high volume. So we have a lot of high volume processes, and we can basically due to that, we get really great products with the skilled positions we have. We have guys that do a lot of computer simulation. We simulate an engine completely before we build it.
Yeah, before you even do it.
Yeah, so that's it's amazing expense control, and we were doing a lot with more voice of the customer too. So again, we did a lot better, I would say, from our 150 engines on getting what the customer wanted and delivering that. And I think what Mercury Racing gets to do is now you get to take a high volume product that's pretty good, and that engine's been developed for a commercial application in the main line, to the normal product, and then also the Pro XS product. Right. And then we get to further customize those for what our customers want.
Yeah, more horsepower, more customization.
Yeah, and then we do like minor derivatives, like a 300R. We have the different intake systems, so the different gear cases and then the oil coolers, and then when you go to something like the 450, which is what I would call a major derivative, it's got different internals, but still the power head is the same block as the 300R. But then that engine was designed initially to handle the loads of the supercharger.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then the stern drive, I would say, is more separate over what we do at the main line. The Mercury Racing is definitely very unique for the stern drive side of the business. And but like on our propellers, we leverage a lot of those engineering resources as well as the main line. A lot of our control stuff. So again, the model, the business model is to leverage as much as you can
Yeah,
from the main line where you can, but then where you need to add unique differentiation for our customers, what they want for, you know, the wide open lifestyle that we're pitching.
That we enjoy.
Yes.
All right, so Director of Engineering, let's talk a little bit about how do you guys do your prototyping? Like if you're going to do a new intake manifold for the 300R, you mentioned you get another 30 horsepower just out of the intake runners. Are you guys using stereolithography for that, or are you using?
Yeah, we use a lot of those modern tools. We have supply bases, and you know, it's probably changed a little bit depending on what part it is. Sometimes we're using the supplier who will make the production part to leverage some of their expertise, and sometimes we have people not affiliated with production parts that just make prototype parts, and then we have a pretty good in-house prototyping department too. So
well, you guys have full-on MASIC, fifth axis for the propellers and all that. I'm sure. I'm sure there's people always trying to fight over who gets access to that machine for what purposes, right?
Correct. We have a SLA machine too that builds basically plastic parts. So you know, the intake manifolds a lot of times start like there.
Yeah, I actually used to sell stereolithography. Before this, I actually I did weapons for the government out of the CNC shop. So.
Nice.
But anyhow, guys, Stuart Halley, GM, Mercury Racing, thank you so much for your time. And look forward to seeing you in Miami.
Yeah, thanks.